This is School 25 with letters by Evelyn Merritt.
Hey Charlie, guess who's writing? July 5th, 1944.
Dear Jeannie.
It's me, Caleb. Dear John. Dear Fred. Dear Janice.
I got a letter. From Richie? Stupid war.
Dear Mom. January 17th, 1863.
It's absolute nonsense.
I can't help it. I'm excited. We sail tomorrow. October 22nd, 2008. Dear Scott. Dear Adam. Dear Private Martin. Dear God.
What'd he say?
It's so good to get your letter.
Sorry I haven't written so much.
Dear Katie, I got your letter. I got all your letters.
We hope you like our letter.
I've been waiting by the post box every day, forever. And today, finally, ta-da, a letter from Milton. Ring the bells, sound the horns. I have something to tell you.
Sorry I haven't written so much. There's everything to say and nothing. I can't explain more, Fred. I know you want to know. You want to fight, and I get that. I wanted to come too. I can't explain the fighting. I don't know what words to use because you won't believe me. You'll say I'm making stuff up. I know you. I can't explain what fighting does. I don't understand. A town is standing there one day and a pile of dust the next. A guy is standing there one day and in pieces the next. I keep thinking about home and seeing nothing but a pile of dust. You and Mom and Dad and June in pieces. Fighting is the most horrible noise and the most horrible silence. When it's quiet, all you're doing is waiting for something to happen. Sometimes the waiting is worse than the fighting. We're all in the same boat here, waiting, fighting, on, off, bored, scared, but none of us can talk about it. You don't talk about it. Sometimes I wish I were dead, and sometimes I come so close I know I don't want to die. I'll do anything not to die. I try to keep the reasons in my head. I keep trying to remember why I'm here. I know we need to be here. I'm not trying to scare you, Fred. I know you think you don't scare. I don't even know if the censors will let this through. There's a way I could get you not to enlist. There is a way to keep you from coming over here. I'd do it.
Danny!
Yours, Ben.
We're off for good tomorrow. We're finally going.
John, this is my 5th letter.
I don't know when I'll be able to write again.
Why won't you answer me?
I'm so...
March 1915. Oh, Lizzie, off we go.
I don't know what I am.
We arrived in England on Wednesday, and now we're off to France.
Nervous, excited, ready, not ready.
You mustn't worry about me.
Huh, that covers it.
I want to go. I'm ready to go.
I can't wait to get over there. I know that.
Don't let Mother's hysterics bother you. She thinks hysterics will get me to change my mind and hop on a boat back home.
War is no place for a woman. Fools. Absolute fools.
Pop has so many stories from Normandy and D-Day. I want to tell my kids how we kicked butt in Korea. Woohoo! I'm going to be just like my old man. I'm going to fight like nobody's business.
Mother didn't believe I'd actually see this through when I got my nursing diploma. I suppose it's no surprise. I've not exactly been grounded, have I, Lizzie? Mother wants me sitting in the parlor by sundown, sipping on chamomile. It's not going to happen. I make this decision with a sound mind and a clear head.
April 1st, 1943.
So don't let Mother tell you I'm crazy either.
Finally, a letter, brother dear. But now I've read your letter, and I feel worse than I did before. I thought I'd be happy to hear from you, but all it does is make me realize how awful far away you are. I miss you. It's dreadful here. If I was old enough, at least I could go work in the factory. Then I'd be doing something. I want a purpose. Mother says our job is to knit scarves for the soldiers. That's our purpose.
I have such a sense of purpose, Jeannie.
That's all we do. Do you really need scarves for prairie girls in the middle of nowhere?
I haven't heard from you in over 6 months. I'm scared for you. Is it bad there?
I feel useless.
Don't answer that.
I want to be useful.
I have this image of these troops running across the French countryside with woolen scarves trailing behind them. How did he die? Strangled by a scarf made by fair young ladies back home? How tragic.
Dear Jeannie,
I'm babbling.
I know you're in Italy.
I'm so glad to hear from you. I'm glad you and your parents are well.
It's easier to think about scarves than other things. The Vandermans got the telegram yesterday. Eddie, we all came out to see the delivery boy go up to the house. Mrs. Bannerman cried right there on the front porch, and the rest of us were happy. It wasn't our house.
I've always wanted to go. I hear Rome's nice. Is it?
It's the only shred of home I have.
You should take pictures.
I've read your letters so many times, they're falling apart. I carry them everywhere, every free second I have. I reread every word. The other chaps razz me because I talk about you so much. Jeannie this, Jeannie that. But I don't mind, let them go on.
It's so cold here. Vietnam is stinking hot. Is it really hot in Iraq? I never did see such rain. It's very pleasant at home. The afternoons are warm and the evenings are cool. Some days, I wonder if we're gonna float away.
When I look up and see blue sky and sunshine, how is that possible? How could it be the same sun, the same blue sky, here?
I don't remember the last time I was warm.
How am I supposed to get these boys well in this weather? Absolutely ridiculous.
Let them go on. I know how important it is to keep you near and dear. They can say whatever they like. I love hearing about home. It reminds me why I'm here. I'm proud to stand up and fight for my country. I'm fighting for you, Jeannie, and knowing that you carry me in your heart gives me such a sense of purpose. I can wake up every morning and do what needs to be done in your name.
January 17th, 1863. Dear Father and Mother.
Soon enough, we will be together.
Dear God.
Mom, thanks for the scarf.
Yours always, Robert.
Please stop sending me scarves. I got no place to keep scarves.
Shauna, Tammy.
June 12th, 1967. Dear Janice.
I got a letter from Richie.
How come the paper's all dirty?
Don't know.
Gross.
What'd he say?
He says Vietnam is stinking hot.
Who cares?
Tammy,
I care.
You can't trust anything he says.
what are you trying?
Richie tells me everything. Everything. We don't have secrets.
Stupid bore.
Don't say that.
Why not?
Richie tells me everything.
You don't know.
Shut up!
Do you even know what we're doing over there?
Why would we go if it wasn't necessary?
Tammy, I can't believe you. After Tyler?
What about Tyler? Tyler's dead. Dead for nothing and no reason.
Don't say that. He fought for us.
Is that what he did, huh?
You know he did.
All I read about the weather is too. If that's what all that's going on over there is bad weather, how come guys keep getting shot to pieces?
I'm sorry about Tyler.
Why should you be? Richie's alive. You have someone, for now.
You better leave, okay? If you can't say anything nice, just go home.
Fine.
Don't pay any attention to her.
Why would she say that?
Forget it.
I love hearing about the weather back home.
Mom's upset. She found out you're writing different stuff to Aaron. All the gory details.
I don't even know if the censors will let this through.
It reminds me what I'm fighting for.
I can't read your letters anymore.
You never wrote.
What does Richie say?
Dear Janice, how's it going? I'm sorry I haven't written more. There's never time to sit down and write a proper letter. Vietnam is stinking hot. He never sweated so much in his whole life.
It's either humid and dry or humid and wet. Nothing ever gets dry. It ran for 5 days straight this week, 24 hours a day. I had to sleep in a puddle.
And the smell is...
The smell of death.
I can't put that.
What's the smell?
He was gonna write something, and he scratched it out. The smell is pretty rank here. We don't get to shower much. I just had my first shower after 3 weeks.
Ew.
Dear Doug, don't tell Janice any of this, okay?
He says it's just not home.
She keeps bugging me to write her, and I don't know what to say. I can't tell her what's going on here. I can't. I can't tell her how many guys have died beside me. I've seen guys blown to pieces. I can't tell her how I can't sleep, and I'm scared all the time. I can't tell her I've killed. What will she think of me? She'd never understand. After all I've seen, I don't know how I feel about God anymore. How could God be okay with this? How do I tell her that?
Dear God,
Dear Mom, thanks for the fruitcake.
say hi to the whole gang.
Please stop sending me fruitcake. I got no room for fruitcake.
Maybe you can send me a package. The food stinks here.
Dear God, I don't have anyone else to write to, so I figure I'll write to you. Although, I suppose it's a busy time.
What else does he say?
Not too much. He likes the guys in his platoon. Not too much, it's short.
I don't know what to say.
I don't know how to tell you this.
Oh, I know what to say. Those pompous, ridiculous doctors who try to stand in my way. It's a ridiculous notion to keep the women away from the wounded. That's what I tell them.
January 17, 1863.
March 30th, 1865.
November 2nd, 1864.
Who's going to care for these boys in the weather? The doctors? Ridiculous.
Dear Father and Mother, the weather is unbelievable. I've never been so cold. My fingers and my feet, they never seem to get warm. And we've got nothing proper to cover them with. The tents are covered with ice, and it seems near impossible to keep warm and dry. I feel like I haven't been warm since I left home. A good many of the men are sick. It's impossible to keep up the morale when we are so bound in by the weather. One of the soldiers received a pair of socks, and there was almost a brawl to grab them from him. It's not something we approve of, but it keeps them warm. We've even had to seize the drills. We must make it through this weather. We must.
We must keep the purpose of this war at the forefront of our minds.
As you are well aware, we are here for such a great purpose. But warmth and purpose seem to be constantly locked in battle. I'm not sure who's winning. It's not easy, but war never is. War is not supposed to be easy. I am in well and in good health besides.
I got a lot of time to write. I'm not doing well, God.
Your son, Jim.
I'm laid up with gunshot all through me.
I'm at the casualty clearing station.
My sergeant lost both his legs.
I decided against counting the holes.
I should have been the one caught by a bullet.
A guy standing there 1 second and in pieces the next.
I'm not the same person anymore.
The nurses keep looking at me and shaking their heads. Lots of time to think while I'm lying here.
Who will stand for the wounded?
There is the sight and sound and smell of death all around me.
For every unsure step in this war, and there are so many I am unsure about, being here is not one of them. Who's going to care for these poor souls? Keep the women from the wounded. Ridiculous.
I smell death all the time.
Occasionally it drifts across the room and I know someone has lost their fight.
Will their doctors change their beddings? Write their letters? Talk to them?
Occasionally the smell comes from me.
Who's going to pay attention to the deplorable conditions?
It's a smell that will never leave my skin for the rest of my life.
Who will comfort the dying? Who will absorb the groans and cries?
My long life.
The moaning hangs in the air like a cloud.
I have to believe I'm going to be around for a long time, God. I have to believe I will live through this. I must have hope. I must believe that there was a means to this end.
Some feel it is improper for me to be here. To hell with them.
I don't suppose you'd give me a hint, God?
I apologize for the language, Eunice. I don't mean to upset you,
I don't want to upset you.
but I feel very strongly about this. There's no other place I should be.
And yet, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of dying. How is that possible? So many nights on the field, shaking in my boots. God, are you listening?
I will stand by my boys until there is not one of them left. Woe to the person who tempts to remove me from my post.
Dear Private Martin,
Yours, Harriet.
what's Iraq like?
Dear Katie. Katie,
Is it like they say on TV? Is it really hot?
I got your letter. Your letters. All of them.
February 20th, 2005. Hi, Scott. Your father and I were so glad to hear from you. We have been thinking about you so much. We're so worried. We watch the TV and every day there's more information.
I can't write you anymore.
Sometimes I wish I didn't know so much. I wish there was less information. Your father spends hours and hours on the internet some nights, and then he doesn't sleep. It's hard to sleep for both of us. There are some things sometimes I think it would be better not to know. I just don't want to know.
Do you want to know what really scares me?
I'm sorry. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't think.
Richie wouldn't lie to me, would he?
Never.
You got so much more to worry about than we do. We know you believe in what you're doing, and we believe in you, and that's all there is to it, right? Know we're thinking of you and praying for you.
It ain't the Germans. I've never seen one. Not up close, anyway. Hard to get all bunched up over a guy I don't know. Don't tell anyone I said that. I'm supposed to hate the Germans. Shoot, I guess I do. I'm told they've done some really bad things, and I ain't really scared of getting shot. I figure it's gonna happen, or it's not. If some kraut does his job, maybe I will get shot. If I do my job, I won't get shot. I'm not scared of being in the trenches, even though lots of guys die in them. There's a lot of dead guys around, Charlie. I hate that they leave them where they fall. They should be buried, proper-like. I heard some guy died of drowning in the trenches. It rains a lot in France. I'm glad I don't live here all the time. All the guys are always griping about the mud, that it comes up to their knees. Ain't no different than trying to wrestle the pigs. The smell's a lot worse though, I guess. Do you want to know what really scares me? It's the rats. There's some mighty big rats in France, Charlie. They're all over the trenches. They run over your feet, they run over your legs, they run over your face if you're lying down. And you think the ones in the barns are big? These French rats could eat our barn rats for breakfast. They could eat our rats with one paw tied behind their backs. They're huge and they eat everything in sight. Everything. I can't sleep when I'm on trench duty because of them gosh darn rats. They'd eat a fella's eyes out of their head if the fella wasn't using them. I need my eyes. I don't want to wake up with rats on my face and missing my eyes. Rats.
Men, what fools.
I can't pretend everything is all right. That everything's gonna go back to normal when I come home. If I come home.
We can't wait for you to come home.
I can't read your letters about school, going to the movies, or the weather anymore. All of it, it's nothing.
We know you're coming home.
I'm not the same person. None of us. Not after what we've seen, what we've done. There is no same anymore. There is no morning or night, no hour or second. Half the time, I don't know where I am, what day it is, what time. I only know one thing, and I only do one thing.
I can't tell Janice. What will she think of me?
July 1st, 1953. Dear Adam, I don't know what I'll be when this is all over. This is a letter you're not going to expect, but I have to write. I have to tell you before your mom or your sister. Promise me you won't hate me? I know it's a silly thing to say. It's been so long, Adam. I know we made some promises when you left. You never wrote me, Adam. But I do know I can't pretend anymore. With you, about us, I'm sorry, but this will be my last letter. John. And I wish I didn't have to do this in a letter, but you're not here. I guess that's the problem. You're not here. And you said you would write every day, but you never have. I know I said I would wait. I said I would wait forever, but I sound so awful. There's no other way to say it. I'm engaged to Chris Owen.
Is it hot?
Is it scary?
I'm sorry, Adam. I've enclosed the ring in this letter.
Do you have to eat the weird food like the astronauts do?
Do all the soldiers have to sleep in the same room?
Have you ever killed someone? Iris.
What?
Take that out.
Why? Mrs. Calvo says we can't ask bad questions.
Why is that a bad question?
Every man should defend his country.
We're supposed to be here, right?
We are here for a great purpose.
Will I be remembered?
I will always remember him.
I know I'm doing the right thing.
I think I made a mistake.
We believe in you.
I don't know what I'll be when this is all over.
How long is long enough?
Dear Mom,
August 1916. My dearest Lizzie, please don't tell Mother what I'm about to say. I think I made a mistake.
I've done some stupid things.
I did want to come. I made the choice to come. I wanted to help. I want to feel useful.
Jumping off the barn roof was pretty stupid. Trying to steal ice cream from Maxie's in the summer. Getting into fights and scrapping with every Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Is that wrong?
Stupid.
I'm at a casualty clearing station, very near the front lines. There's no quiet here. There's no help. I don't know how much help we give. There's the sight and sound and smell of death all around me. How can we help in the constant noise, the shells shrieking in the air, the constant fear we're going to be blown sky high? We had to take a young boy's insides and push them back into his body today. I've never seen. I didn't think.
I never think, do I? That's what you've been trying to drum into my thick skull.
I don't know how to get the blood out of my clothes. We're supposed to love. I don't know what to do. I have no peace. I hear moaning all the time.
It hangs in the air like a cloud.
And they're always looking at me. The men, they want me to say something and do something. I don't know what to do. I thought I knew what I was getting into, but I don't. I won't quit. Well, I can't. Can I? This isn't horseback riding lessons. I signed up. I'm here. The other nurses already think poorly of me. They think I can't handle this. I suppose they're right. Yours, Elsie.
I've done a lot of stupid things, but I think lying about my stupid age to get into this stupid war has to be the all-time stupidest thing I've ever done. Hopefully I know you tried to stop me, but I got that thick, stupid skull, don't I? Hopefully that thick skull is going to keep me from being killed, because I'm pretty sure I'm not smart enough to stay alive, Mom. You were right all along.
October 10th, 1951.
All I got is my thick, stupid skull.
Dear Mr. and Mrs. Connor, I apologize for not writing sooner. My name is Michael Elkins, and I fought with your son Barry in the 23rd Infantry Regiment Company F. I'm sorry for your loss, and I don't want to upset you. I wanted to write and tell you how proud you should be of your son. He did not die in vain. We fought for so many nights up on Hill 1051. Night was the only time to fight on the mountain. There was shelling all around, and it became too much. We were overrun. We tried to escape, and it was like the entire mountain caught on fire. We crawled, scrambled, ran, staggered, fell in the mud. It was impossible to keep your head, to keep calm. And Barry did. He did, and I didn't. When I was losing my mind, when I was sobbing in fear, and I should have been the one caught by a bullet, he pulled me out of harm's way. He saved my life. He had a choice, and he put his own life in danger over someone else's. That's why I'm alive, and he isn't. He always looked out for others. He was always helping out, and he did it with a smile. Gosh, that sounds stupid. But I wanted you to know how we saw him, how everyone saw him. At the beginning of every operation, he's the one who was encouraging, telling jokes to calm the greener guys down, making sure we never thought about death. He made sure we were always focused on life, on living. He was so full of hope, right there in the middle of all of that. He lived every day with hope. He gave us hope. That's the kind of person he was. I'm sure that comes from you, from the way he was raised. It's poor seconds I'm well aware. Please know that I will never forget Barry as long as I live. He changed me. I will live my life in his honor, and I will never forget. I will always remember him.
I'm not the same person.
Sincerely, Private First Class, Michael Elkins.
I never want to forget the little things.
I don't want to be forgotten.
It's hard to sleep.
I forget what it's like to be warm. I never sleep.
I will never leave.
It's easier to think about scarves.
What else does he say? I will never forget.
Will I ever be able to forget this?
John, did you forget my birthday?
Stupid war. Stupid, thick head.
Why is war good?
Iris!
What? You can't ask those kind of questions. Why not? My dad says war is necessary. He says it's necessary. Sometimes we have to go to war. I want to know why. Private Mark will know, won't he? He's right over there. Take it out.
I'm sorry, but this will be my last letter.
I'm so sorry, Adam.
I can't wait for your next letter.
Waiting for your letter.
I have to go write him back.
I apologize for not writing sooner.
Write me back, God.
Write me back, Charlie.
Write us back.
Yours sincerely, truly.